everybody. I think this is like the 10th time I am doing this video again because I keep making a mistake. I keep talking to all of you as if you are Bantu. Like I said, our religion is kept just among the Bantus, and I keep talking to you all as if you all know what I'm talking about. So I'm having to do this again, and I'm going to slow down, and I hope that I am really good at what I'm doing. The thing, okay, being Bantu and the religion that is Bantu, you are born into the religion. If you have 1% Bantu blood, you are a member of our religion. So from the Cameroon in West Africa to South Africa, from Kenya in East Africa to South Africa, you are Bantu. If you have just 1% of our DNA, you were born in that religion. So for those of you who've been looking for a religion and not knowing where you belong, welcome home. Okay, this religion that you belong to is very individualistic in some ways, and it's very family oriented in every way, and family and clan oriented. The joy about this is that you don't have to know everybody who is under the umbrella of this one ancestor. But if you commune with your ancestors on a regular basis, as everybody else is communing, guess what? If somebody has asked for good health, the ancestor will remember, Cressida, she's over there in Los Angeles. She also needs good health. Boom. If somebody over in Africa there asks for more money or a job change, and you're going through it, and you've also put the same request on the table, or you haven't, but your ancestor has seen that you require a job change, he says, Cressida over there in LA, she needs a new job too. So boom, this is a period for getting new jobs, my kids. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, I am going to tell you about our altar, and I will also let me just state that I'm not wanting to be anyone's religious leader, because I ain't that. Okay? I'm not that. I am sharing in an anthropological way. So pretend you are in school and I am your teacher, right? Teachers don't lead or begin cults or begin religious movements. Teachers just teach. So I am sharing information with you in an anthropological manner. Like we're in college and I'm teaching. I always wanted to teach. I never got the chance or the opportunity, but I always wanted to teach. So the Bantus do not worship ancestors. We commune with our ancestors. Very different. We have dinner with our ancestors, and our altars are exactly that. They are laid out for dinner. And since our altars are laid out for dinner, they are not permanent. You put them up when you have something to ask your ancestor, and you ask your ancestor 3 times or more, depending on depending on the vibe that you get after the first 3 times, right? So after you are done with the dinner, which is 3 dinners early in the morning or very early breakfast, doesn't matter how you look at it, 3 dinners early in the morning or whatever, after you are done, you take down the altar. You keep your stuff in a safe place that can't be touched by others until next time that you decide to have dinner again with your ancestors. Okay? This is what you need for your dinner. Incidentally, check out South Koreans' ancestral communing. The South Koreans, how they do it is more or less how we do it. It always blows my mind because I write screenplays for South Korea. It always blows my mind that we do 90% the same shit. The Bantus commune with their ancestors in a similar way as the South Koreans. So watch a South Korean drama, go online and check out how they do what they do, right? That's how we do what we do. Our altars are food mostly. Your first altar, which will be changed by your ancestors in time, as they begin to show you what they like and what they don't like. But your first altar should have these things. 3 wooden bowls. Small ones. Don't go overboard. 3 wooden bowls filled with tobacco. Tobacco is an essential necessity when you are talking to the Bantu ancestors. They heal you with tobacco. They talk to you with tobacco. If you put the tobacco that you have, in fact, I'll tell you later because I've been getting lost. So tobacco is a must on that table. Okay? It's a must. Otherwise, you've done shit. You haven't talked to anyone. A bowl of fruit, a wooden bowl of fruit. Second, fruit of your choice. Because you're going to eat it. Because this is dinner with the ancestors. Stop thinking of it as an altar with the ancestors. Dinner with the ancestors. And like I said, if you need a reference, you've got it in the South Koreans. Their culture is very similar to Bantu culture. You've got it. Okay? So you're going to need a wooden bowl with fruit. You're going to eat the fruit. So you decide how much and what it is. Okay? A wooden bowl with rice or corn. It can either be cooked or uncooked. I don't usually use cooked rice because I commune with my ancestors for a long time. I go for like 14 days, like I'm doing now, 14 or a whole month. So I use dry rice and I don't eat that because I've got other things my ancestors want on the table and I eat that. Does that make sense? So it can either be, cooked or uncooked. Okay? Rice or corn. A glass of wine. When you commune with Bantu ancestors, that is also a must. Okay? You cannot do without tobacco. You cannot do without alcohol. Forget it. Fuck that. There's no way around it. There has to be tobacco and there has to be alcohol. End of story. And you have to drink it. Otherwise, you're not communing with the ancestors. End of story. Because you're going to do some rituals to that alcohol. There is no, can I get grape juice? There is no alternative. Can I get water? There is no alternative. Just so you know. I'm good with that. I drink hard. I drink hard. I drink. And you will find that, there's no alternative. So you can take little sips if you like. Basically, if you are going through Alcoholics Anonymous, you are never ever going to commune with Bantu ancestors. Okay? Basically, and that is the truth. You're going to have to find somebody else in the family to do it with you, and they can drink, and you can take a secondary position. Get it? Okay. Good thing is you don't have to smoke the tobacco, right? So 3. Oh no, we are now at I've already done 4. A glass of wine. 5. Knife with wooden handle and covering. Do you see my sword that I pull and I unpull? The Japanese stores have got perfect ones. Knives with a wooden handle and a covering. You're going to have a small knife on your altar covered. The only time you uncover that knife is if you are angry and you want vengeance and you want your ancestors to give it to you. You open the knife. Okay? But if you're just wanting to be nice and sweet and just talking to them, you keep it sheathed and closed. So you put the knife on the table. Jewelry, number 6. Jewelry or coins. So all these things are in a bowl except the knife, right? And the glass of wine, right? So jewelry. You're going to need jewelry because it represents money. And you're going to need coins too if you have coins. You can put them in a wooden bowl and put them on the table because you're going to do some rituals to them where you're going to be asking for money and for success. I mean, if you're too stupid if you don't. Just saying. A walking stick. Yeah, you're going to have to find an African walking stick, and there are quite a few online. Get one. It has to be on the table because it is representing your ancestor. The one in the peak. The one in the peak went 700 years ago. Okay, just so you know. The one from the peak that you are talking to is 700 or 600 years old. Okay, you're not talking to these recent ones who get angry with you and they insult you and they say, don't call me, I don't want to be called. The recent ones are any ancestor who's under 200 years of age. I mean, you're really going deep into that African part. You are going for the real deal. So you need a walking stick. And last but not least, lighted cigarettes. That's number 8. For the smoke. You're not going to smoke. You can smoke. That's not a problem. But if you're not a smoker, like I'm not a smoker, you light the cigarettes, you put them somewhere. It's that smoke that's required, right? Okay. Your dinner party is also going to require a piece or 2 pieces of black material. Okay. The tablecloth is going to be black. Black for our ancestors represents life because it's an amalgamation of all the colors on earth. All the colors on earth come together and they make the color black. Right? So you're going to put a black piece of material. It's a ritualistic piece of material. So please don't go and buy a black tablecloth. You actually can, because you're going to use it for other purposes on yourself too. It's something that you can wrap around you too, and so, but you can, depending on how you want, you can. And then you're going to get a black piece of material again, like this one that I wrap around myself, right? Because this one I wrap from the hips, from the waist going down, but actually the black material covers you. So you have it like a coat. Like if you guys have seen me wearing my ancestral materials, that other big one, the big kahuna one, which is white on the outside and black on the inside, you're going to wear it like that. Okay. Because once again, it represents life. Your dinner, like I said, must be facing the east. When the Bantu commune with their ancestors, when they have dinner with their ancestors, they are facing the land of the rising sun, the east. Because everything good comes from a rising sun. And everything horrible comes from sunset. No, sunset is good. It's actually very good. Sunrise and sunset. Okay, so you can choose. You can actually choose. Oh, thank God I remembered. You can actually choose when you want to have your dinner. Sunrise or sunset. Right? Because those are the 2 times the peak is opened by God and the ancestors come out to check on their progeny. They check on all of y'all. So you want to get them for dinner while they are in movement. Which brings me to when you have the dinner. If you choose sunrise, look up your laptop. Sunrise. Google is good. Google is your friend. Look up sunrise for your city. And the time that you get for sunrise is the time you're going to have dinner. If you choose to do it at sunset, look up sunset. And the time you get for sunset is the time you get to do it. Okay. If it's sunset, you can have the dinner between 5 to 3 hours after actual sunset. Okay. After 9:30, don't be doing stuff like that, because the dark, that's their time. From 10 p.m., the dark is creeping in, doing their business, because our God believes in balance. He gives his children who do the dark arts as much time as he gives his witch doctors to do the light arts, and everybody else who wants to talk to their ancestors and whatever. He gives you time to do that, and then he blocks off a time for his children who do the dark arts, because they must be balanced. Darkness and light must coexist. Right. So from between 9:30 to 2 a.m., the dark is in charge. Okay. The right angle is at work. Those with ancestors in the right angle and who bow to the dark arts are busy. Don't be thinking you're going to get a good ancestor between 9:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. Banish the thoughts. Then, if you choose to do it in the morning, don't do it at exactly 2 a.m. Please do not do that, because the dark arts are still at work until like 3 o'clock. So you can now commune with your ancestors between 3 and 5:30 a.m. After that, it's too late. Okay, I've done both communing at sunset and I've done communing at sunrise. Sometimes, because I'm a witch doctor, sometimes I have to do both because I'm requested to do both. Yeah, okay. So this is what you do when you're at your altar. This is your first time, right? Also, in your jewelry, the one you're going to put in your first plate, you must put copper bangles. See this? See, I had 2. Now that I've transcended, I have 4, right? Copper is part of our metaphysical science. It is how our ancestors latch on to you, how our ancestors walk with you every day. Copper is an electrical conductor. Our ancestors come to us like electricity. Okay? So when you wear copper, and I actually have scars sometimes when my ancestors are warning me and whatever. This copper, when you give it to your ancestors and you say this is our connection, which is what you're going to do in your first communing with them, right? It actually conducts, keeps them with you, helps you health-wise, sorts out anybody who's wishing bad thoughts about you, and keeps you on the straight and narrow path when you want to get lost, right? So on your first communing, which will be 3 days exactly, whether you've chosen sunrise or sunset, it shall be 3 days. Please make sure you have at least 1 copper bracelet in the jewelry. Also have at least 1 copper ankle bracelet. I usually get mine on Amazon. Just letting you guys know. Has to be copper. And it's very hard to find in this part of the world. I bought these in Africa because, because we know what's up. And copper is actually the most valuable thing in Africa. It's very valuable. You can't take it out of the continent. So I can only buy so many of these bangles because they are solid copper, because we all use them to commune with our ancestors, right? So I did find some on Amazon, that for the arthritis ones and whatever. If you look on Amazon, you'll be able to find, or you can make your own. Like I for my ankle bracelet, I got copper beads, 100% copper beads from Amazon, and then I made an ankle bracelet, right? Because ankle bracelet helps you not step somewhere evil, because your ancestors are there to make sure that every step you make, I'm checking the time, every step you make is a good step. Right? So you put these in your hood and ball. This is your first communing for the first 3 days. After that, you and your ancestors are going to be tweaking some shit and doing your own thing. And after those first 3 days, use your instincts, because at first they reach out to you instinctively. So don't sit on your instincts. Trust yourself, and go with it, and you will have the perfect altar for your perfect ancestors who reside in the peak. Okay, so on your first night, on your first dinner, or whatever time you've chosen, you are going to present the black material that's on the table, the walking stick, the wooden balls, the knife. The jewelry is yours. The knife, and anything of substance to your ancestors. You are going to say, I bought these for you and I. This is where you come. Right here. This is what joins us. This is what breaks the separation of time. You are with me and I am with you, and this is what connects us. This is what breaks that separation of time. This is all yours. Say it any way you like. After I introduce, oh frack. Okay, I forgot. First, introduce yourself because they don't know you from Adam. Remember, they're just rocking about, right? Just wafting about, checking out their progeny, and they don't know you, right? So you introduce yourself. Introduce yourself with your first name only because you have matriarchal ancestors and patriarchal ancestors. So just say, okay, so the first thing you do when you're about to do this dinner, okay, let me just go through the dinner. Okay, so when you got your dinner all ready and all set up and you've got your black material, right, and you are ready, right, you go on your knees. You're not going to be eating that whole dinner on your knees, by the way. You go on your knees and you say, you can sit on a little chair if you want. You can do what's comfortable for you, actually. You can sit on the table. Only witch doctors are forced to sit on the floor, okay? You can really arrange a nice dinner table, okay? Do what's comfortable for you. So when you are sitting there and you've got all your stuff and your cigarettes are smoking and everything, right? You do this if you are female. You do this if you are male, right? You do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Because we always call 3 ancestors. Okay? Or you do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Then you say your name. My name is Cressida. That's all you need to say. Because Cressida, your DNA, even if it's 0.0001%, it's going to be seen by the ancestor from the peak. Okay? And the ancestor is going to say, she's mine. That ancestor will just automatically say, she's mine. And that ancestor will come and sit at your table. Another ancestor will claim your ass too and sit at that table. And another ancestor will claim your ass and sit at that table. 3. Hence 3 bowls of tobacco. Right? Then you are going to say, after you have said your name is Cressida. I'm your daughter. Say that. I'm your daughter. This is the first time we are meeting, and I am very honored to meet you. Then you are going to ululate. Because we be Bantu like that, our ancestors need us to ululate. Ooh. Okay? And then you are going to start talking about your life. They don't know you. So you're going to tell them about you. You're going to tell them your name, where you went to school, what you did, what you suffered. When you get closer to your ancestors, they will actually give you the topics to talk about. Like, okay, tell us about this part of your life, right? And you can tell them. But right now, tell them about what is important to you, what you think they should know. Okay, just keep talking. As you talk, okay, I forgot the dedication of the food. Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't. As you talk, right, you place your hand on the food. And you say, this food is for you so that I never go hungry ever again. So that you're always there to take care of me because that is your job. This wine is for you so that you can bring me much happiness and bring me closer to you. Okay? Please use it to bring me happiness, bring me a man, whatever it is that you want, right? So you, as you talk and eat, you first dedicate, before you touch something, you dedicate it to them. Because you've already dedicated all the other inanimate stuff, right? You eat as you talk. I usually use grapes. And my ancestors like candy. So I like candy too. So we're in sync about that. So I usually use Moscato for my wine because I like sweet stuff. So I usually use Moscato for my wine. And then I have candy and I have grapes. Basically, I do desserts. Alright? Just no wonder I'm fat. I do desserts, right? And the rice, as I said, I do dry rice. Because I'm not going to be cooking for 3 days of 3 days worth of rice. Oh, hell no. I'm not going to be changing my altar every day. Oh, hell no. So I just leave all the food there as it is. and then I just come back again and again for the third time, right? So my altar has candy, okay? My altar has candy, and grapes are my favorite thing, and I usually use Moscato as the wine. So basically, it's up to you. You can choose what you want, okay? But my ancestors only told me about candy like years. When I graduated from being a witch doctor, that's when they told me about candy. But otherwise, I was just using what was there, right? Like I don't know if I mentioned this in this video, but you will find that your ancestors will ask for different foods and go with it, right? Some like eggs, some are like, it's like a dinner. And as you get closer and you get to talk to them, they're going to tell you what they like and what they don't like. So each Bantu altar, dinner, communing is different from another's. And it has to stay that way. Please note that if your friend checks you out doing this, right? Like I just told you about candy. Now I know you're all going to put candy on your tables. I'm okay with that because I'm a witch doctor, right? But it may not be so cool if they actually, you know what I'm saying, want to take something from you. They might also put candy on the table, and then they'll say, Cressida's ancestors, look what I brought for you. Get what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, you need to have a dinner party where you are talking about yourself and you need to eat. They need to see you eat. Sometimes you're so full, and it's like 3 in the morning. Damn it, I like to eat, but sometimes at 3 in the morning, it just doesn't go down well, but you need to eat something. But see, I'm lucky. My ancestors are candy-fied, so I'm just doing candy, and Moscato, I can take it down, right? So, whatever it is that you can eat. Sunset, if you choose sunset, the same, right? You need to eat. After you are done. No. Even while you're eating, you are asking for what you want. How you want it. Be specific. Okay. They work on specificity. If you say, I want to be rich, they'll make you rich at 95. Okay. If you say, I want to get married and you're not specific, they'll make you get married at 82. Okay, so be specific about what you want. So as you talk to them, be specific. Always put your hand over the plate of what you are talking about. So if you're talking about money, put your hand over the jewelry and coins plate, right? If you are talking about love, romance, having a baby, put your hand over the balls of tobacco. Just pick one. If you're talking about a promotion, put your hand over the jewelry and the coins. If you're talking about getting better from an illness, tobacco. Get it? If you are angry with N, okay, unsheath the knife. Place it on the table and say, I'm really angry with Anne and I really think something should happen to her because she was disrespectful to your child. What say you? Okay? They will reply. They will say, well, bitch, you started it. You know what I'm saying? They will reply one way or the other. Or Anne might just sprain her ankle and then you can have a good laugh. Okay? You unsheath it. If you feel life has gotten really hard and gotten unbearable and it's just too much for you to take, you know, we all reach those moments. You hold the head of the walking stick. Do you get it now? Why you need the walking stick? You hold the head of the walking stick and you talk about it while you're holding it and you cry. Remember, the ancestors are energy and you are energy too. The more emotional you are, the more they'll hear you clearly. So you're allowed to cry. You're allowed to laugh. You're allowed to do all that stuff. As you continue eating and as you continue pouring yourself, I have no problem pouring the wine. meet a witch doctor who has that problem, okay, we don't have that problem. Oh, hell no. The dark arts do, because the dark arts are not allowed alcohol on their altars, and they are not allowed tobacco. No, they are allowed tobacco. They're not allowed alcohol on their altars, and they're not allowed fruit. Yeah, because we know each other, because some of my friends practice the dark arts. We were constantly told that being a witch doctor and being a dark artist is the same thing. You live under the same umbrella, so it's okay to be friends. You just pushing, one is pushing darkness, one is pushing light, but you're actually closer to each other than you actually are to the average person on the street. I totally believe that. I told my dark art friend sent me a gift. Okay. And then she expected me to laugh it off, okay? And then I sent her a reply the same way she sent me the gift. And then we stopped talking. We just didn't even say goodbye. We didn't even fight. We just like cut it off. And I haven't had a dark arts friend since then. But anyway, the dark arts don't drink alcohol. So if your altar doesn't have alcohol, you are choosing to be a dark artist, which means that you are in the wrong time. Your time is between 10 and 2 a.m. Get it? If there's no alcohol on your table, you are telling the ancestors who serve the dark that you are one of theirs. And so you should be in their time, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Alcohol is essential to stay in the light. But like I said, if you can't drink because you're Alcoholics Anonymous, then you're gonna have to bring in another blood relative, and that blood relative will do all the drinking. But understand that now that blood relative will be the one talking for you. Does that make sense? That blood relative will be talking for you, like Cressida wants this, Cressida, because they'll be drinking. Also, the joy of the alcohol is that you can only just if you're not into it, just take one sip, like, that's it. There is also a very important ritual that you do with alcohol, and not just at the altar. You do it all your life. Okay? At that table, at that altar, you drink that alcohol, you drink the alcohol only after you've done this. You lift your glass. You say to the ancestors. You pour some of it on the ground. And then you drink it. Okay? Your first sip must be that ritual. When you are out and about with friends and you're partying and you're having a great time and you are enjoying life and you're doing all this blah, 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 you are required as a practitioner of the Bantu religion to remember your ancestors. Okay? So this is how you do it. With that drink, as long as there's alcohol in it, it doesn't matter what kind of alcohol. As long as there's alcohol in it, with that drink, you're going to pour a little to the floor, to the ground. And you're going to say, to the ancestors. We all do this. It's almost like without thinking. Okay? Because that's how they are there with you, protecting you, watching you, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, sifting, doing work, They're like the computer that's picking up information and stuff, and they have to know you. They have to pick up information about you. So wherever you are and there's alcohol, please utilize it to bring your ancestors in so that they can watch some shit for you. Alrighty. So you're going to eat and you're going to tell your ancestors and you're going to drink and you're going to have fun. I literally have fun. I literally laugh and talk and I tell them what hurts me. I cry. Like I said, get emotional, but you're going to eat and you're going to drink. After you are done, because you decide when the dinner is over. I'm a witch doctor. My ancestors decide for me when the dinner is over. They say, okay, we're done now. But for you, you decide. So you say, I want to thank you and I will see you tomorrow, because it's a 3-day ritual, right? And then you go, And you go, ooh. And then you get up and then you leave. And then you can wash your bowls and blah, blah. And tomorrow you do it again. And tomorrow you do it again. Right. Now the bracelets. Now we're going to go into more nitty-gritty detail. The copper bracelets, the stick, the black material, which you, as you go and you advance in the knowledge of your ancestors, you shall find that the materials will become more and more because they'll ask. The color blue is for health. The color yellow is for the ancestors who came to you through the oceans, right? The color green is Pathfinder. I'm wearing green today. I don't know if I told you, but I'm wearing green today because I felt a little lost because I've been doing ritual after ritual back to back. I felt lost, so I needed my Pathfinder ancestors, so I wore green. The color white is for death. Okay. The color... I wrote these down for you because I knew that I would be fumbling. So let me get on to that. The color red is for the hunter. The hunter is the one who hunts for money for you and for opportunities, job opportunities, and things like that. Like I told you, blue is for the healer, green is for the pathfinder, red is for the hunter. Pink, not for my particular tribe, but I know that for other Bantu tribes, pink is for royalty. Okay? So when your ancestors tell you to get pink, know that you're of royal blood. For other tribes, that would be tribes to the very south of Africa, like South Africa, right? For me, because I'm of royal blood, I don't have black and white. I have black and white. I mean, I've shown you this before, right? I have white and black. For me, that's royal blood. So there are certain colors that stand. Purple is for royal blood too, for another tribe. So for royal blood colors, I might as well give you the list of what I know. Black and white. When it's one piece of material and one side is black and one side is white, that's royal blood. Pink, royal blood. Purple, royal blood. So if you get one of those three versions, I don't think you're going to get mine. Mine is very specific. My ancestor, 5 of my ancestors, their names, the capital city of my country, Zimbabwe, is named after one of my ancestors, Harare. 5 cities after that in my country are 4 cities after that in my country are named after my ancestors. They were really, really, in my section of the Bantus, they were quite something. So I've met very few of us who are royal blood from the 5 brothers, because there were 5 brothers from 100 years, 700 years ago, whatever. There were 5 brothers, and we are their progeny, and there are very few of us, and they're very specific. Very, very, very specific. And I've only ever met one other person besides myself, one other witch doctor besides myself, and they were from the other clan of the other brother, right? And she also had black and white, and we saw each other and we laughed. We were screaming with so much excitement because we were family. We were family. I've only ever met one like that, one other person like that, but I've met a lot of pinks. I've met a lot of purples. Oh, silver. Also royal blood. I've also met a lot of silvers. Oh my God, I almost forgot silver. Let me try to remember what are the royal blood colors. Yeah, that's about it. If I come up with the other royal blood colors. So what happens is the more you talk to your ancestors, the more you have dinner with them, the more they they become your instinct, and they tell you what you need to do, what you need to buy, what you need, and they will tell you, get this material for this color. It's not the material, it's the color. You're standing for a color. So, if you get one of those pink, purple, silver, yeah, and black and white, please shock me. I might have one of you out here. Please shock me. I might have one of you out here and black and white like this. Okay, please shock me. Let me know if your ancestors tell you to get that. Okay, and that's all royal blood. Okay, so tobacco. You're gonna use your tobacco to help you with your dreams. Tobacco is a dream catcher. Tobacco is also your healer. Tobacco is also all sorts of things. So your tobacco, you're going to take a little bit of it off your altar. Keep it. Because the more you use it for altars, the stronger it gets. Then you can use it for rituals to sprain that bitch's ankle. No, more like to heal your ankle. Okay, so, you take a little bit of it, you put it under your pillow. Right? And you will get dreams from your ancestors. Your ancestors will directly talk to you in a dream or through a dream. So your dreams become very important when you're doing rituals to your ancestors. They use dreams. They use your instincts. They use everything that you are to reach you. Anyway, you take your inanimate objects, the black material, the copper. I'm back to that. That's on another day. Like, maybe the day after you're done with the dinners, right? Or you can do it before the dinners. You take everything, the plates and everything, and you chant over them. You chant. See how my ancestors are doing this. This is another way of calling the ancestors from the oceans. Yellow. You don't do this for those ancestors. You do this. But you've got to be sure that you have them. I'm sure that I have them. So you got to be sure that you have them. But if you're always instinctively moved to do this, then girlfriend, you have them. Okay? If you're always instinctively moved to do this, and they are actually. So this is what you do. Right? I'm actually going to do one because my ancestors of the oceans are going to do one with me right now because they popped out. I'm going to do it in English. Please bless my shell so that they can always be truthful and show me the right story and always stand on truth no matter how much the world wants to move them otherwise. And please help great-grandmother's walking stick in aiding me. Give it your strength. Give it your power. Give it your gift. Ooh. Yeah. They wanted to do that. And you're very lucky. So anyway, you don't do this. As you can see, I'm doing very quietly when ancestors of the oceans are around. They are considered the strongest ancestors. They came through some things in life. And to get to their progeny, they had to swim to your ass. Right? Whereas the others just walked. They just jollied. Okay, so you need to do that. And then after you do that, okay, you take tobacco, the tobacco that you have. I have the African kind, but most of you were not born in Africa, so you use the one of the land of your birth. You understand what I'm saying? So you take, and I know that yours is not ground like this, but I suggest, girls, that you put it in a grinder and you grind it. Okay? Put it in a grinder and you grind it and make it special. Ground is better. Okay? Because you're going to use it for lots of things. Then you do this to what you've asked them to accept and use as theirs, including the material. See, you actually rub it into the material and you do what I just did, right? And you do it only once. Then the next day, You can wash this. Just wash it anyway. It's just material, but you can wash it. But while you are washing it, please put in some tobacco. Remember that tobacco was on your altar, so have lots of it because you're going to need it, right? You're going to need to use it. And it's the same thing as your copper bangles and any jewelry where you want your ancestors to be in. You wash it in tobacco. You rinse it in water with tobacco, and you use your wooden bowl to do it in. So you put a little water, a little tobacco, you use your wooden bowl to do it in, you wear it. And I hope that if you have any questions, because this was really hard for me to do, if you have any questions or anything what is your purpose in life as a person, as a human being, as our religion says it? We believe that with every stage of a family, you're getting closer to ascension. We believe that the way you live your family, the way you, see what I'm saying? Now my ancestors are all over this. My ancestors of the oceans are all over this. I have to slow them down. Sorry. And I don't have their yellow because I didn't think they were going to turn up while I was doing this business. Okay. I didn't think you were going to turn up. So we're going to get... Okay. The females. Because that blue also stands for your female ancestors, people. Blue stands for your female ancestors. Okay. Thank you. Okay, they said hold on to this so that we can hold them at bay while you do your work. Okay, so I don't remember where I was. I got sidetracked. I don't remember where I was. Oh yes, your purpose in life. Okay, your purpose in life in our religion is very simple. With every generation, you are getting closer to ascension, right? Every family strives for that. How do you, as the current inhibitor, the current flesh walking with your 100 ancestors around you and inside you, how do you figure in this whole thing? How do you live your life? You are seeding for the next future. You are seeding either good things or bad things, but you are seeding. If you seed good things, those who are coming will receive good things. If you seed terrible things, and you go to the right, those who are coming have to pay for your sins. That's another thing. If your ancestor ends up to the right, it's something that has to be paid for by the generation that's coming. So you are seeding. So as you seed, however, those who came before you are helping you if you have made yourself known to them. They are helping you seed. They are making life easier for you because seeding is very, very hard. It's a lot of work. It is painful. A lot of tears. I think we all know that. Even I know that. I'm still crying. Okay. But they are there to lift me up, but I'm still crying. So your purpose in life is that you are literally... Okay, let me put it in real terms for you. So your ancestor was working on something, maybe a painting, and then they died. Okay? The other ancestors took them, said, oh, time to go, took them. And the painting was only half done. Over the centuries, you have all been adding onto that painting, trying to finish it. And now you have it. It's in your hands now. Finish it. All that they were, all that they endured, all that they triumphed, it's all in you. And it is your duty and your responsibility to pass it on to the next generation with even more of what you have done added on. That's your purpose in life. You are part of the continuum of your family. Don't look at 2 or 3 people in your family and think that's my family, okay? If you're African American, in Africa there, you have thousands of family members. I have thousands of family members. I don't even know all of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Thousands. And you all commune with the same ancestor. You are part of a big whole. Do you get it? You're not alone. And you do your part in that fabric, just like they do their part in that fabric. The joy of talking to your ancestors, like I said, is that you are not the only one who is communing with them. Okay? Everybody else is doing it one way or the other, and the ancestors are fair and equal. If Venezia over there in Namibia has asked for a husband and she has gone through 7 days of rituals for this husband, right? You, Keisha, in the United States, are also needing a husband. And you asked for a husband, right? But Venezia has done it so well because she's African, right? She has done it so well. She has done it with a witch doctor right next to her. She has done it so well. And the ancestors, they look at Venezia and they say, that child is damn good. Yet again, our daughter Keisha doesn't have the same resources that Venezia does. So you know what? We're going to give them both the same thing. They want a husband. They want husbands. They're going to get husbands at the same time. You get it? You get to benefit from all those rituals of the progeny that was left in Africa. And that progeny has been they are doing rituals, okay? We are witch doctors, okay? We make, $1,500 per ritual. And they pay. Okay? They pay us $1,500 per ritual, per family ritual. Just for me to come and for me to sit on your table and commune with you and your ancestors, that's $1,500 a pop. US. I've turned it into US, a pop. And so, hey, Venezia has paid $1,500 for a witch doctor to come and, help and soothe things out and get direct, messages. Like, literally, I'm saying, your ancestors just said, what do you want to say? She's paid, right? And you over there in the United States, you don't know Venezia at all. She means nothing to you. But the day you opened that portal and the day you said, I am Keisha, and they saw, and one of them claimed you, the same ancestor that Venezia claims, right? They're going to say to Venezia, because we all say this, they're going to say to Venezia, are you just going to ask for a husband for yourself, or you're going to ask for all your sisters who are not married? Venezia is going to keep culture, and she's going to say, I'm asking for all of my sisters. The witch doctor is going to say, she's asking for all of her sisters. Guess what, Keisha? You're her sister. Do you get it? Do you get how it works? You're her sister, Keisha. You're her sister. So then they're going to say, done. And before you know it, girl, you're getting married. So the connection is important. Having said that, I think it's also very important to tell you all that our religion is very individualistic. And like I said, don't be telling people what you're putting on your altar when your ancestors start telling you what to put on that altar. What I have given you is the very beginning. Okay. But as time goes on, they'll be adding. See, I get paid $1,500 to tell people what to put on their altars if they're not hearing their ancestors themselves. Which happens. See? So yeah, we're expensive. We're very expensive. That's why I'm getting my sisters in South Africa coming to me, because I'm charging them $65. They're coming to me instead of using the ones on the ground because we are expensive. Okay. That is to show gratitude and honor and respect for what we go through, and we go through some shit. And on that note, I'll leave it here. If you have any questions, please ask me. Write them down, because I did this just for you guys. And I decided to verbalize it because it was just so much easier than to use those dang. So let me know. Let's discuss it. Remember, I'm your professor. I am your anthropological professor. I'm just sharing what I know, and I am taking it from my particular tribe and my particular ancestors, the royal house of the Zezuru. My particular ancestors, the royal house of the Zezuru. Okay, so it can be different, but you know what? The joy of it is that I've taken things from the South Africans, from the Cameroonians. I've taken, and it has always been agreed upon by my ancestors because we are one family. The Bantus share the same DNA. We have one common ancestor. All 310 million of us. That's what separates us from Christianity and Islam and all those other religions. They can't trace their DNA to one ancestor. We can. So, what I'm telling you will work for anywhere, because you are my father's children. And on that note, I'm going to play some music. I'm proud of what I've done. And have a great week, people. And share with your friends. Subscribe. I feel like I must say that. Subscribe. I love it when that number goes up. It gives me more strength and energy to do more. And hopefully I'll be back with more readings. Hopefully soon, because my ancestors make the timetable and they tell me the number of readings to do, especially now because I'm in the middle of ascending to transcending. I will never ascend. I'm going to go to the left when I die. Anyway, I'm in the middle of transcending into another level of witch doctoring. And so they are telling me when to do something and how my life is pretty regimented and really strict right now. But that's why I can answer you at any time. I think you've seen that. I can answer you at 3 a.m. because I'm awake all the time right now. So ask me any questions. I'll be happy to discuss it. And I'll be happy to share with you like your anthropological professor. Professore. Okay. Mudzidzisi in Shona. Okay. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you later. And according to your questions, I'll go according to your questions and I'll try to answer everything that I can. And back to my song that says you are afraid of me because I'm the hero. I am the one who has brought you freedom from oppression. I am the one who has sacrificed to do this shit, and you are afraid of me because of what I have to say and how I have to say it. But damn it, I'm here and I am going to say it. And so I want to thank Ja. Oh God, yes! You who are afraid.